Hi, this is D Love, and welcome to my podcast, Dating Over 50. And today I'm sitting here talking to a friend that I just met named T. And we're going to talk about what it's like to date over 50. T, what are men really looking for at this age, over 50?
I feel like they're looking for someone that is compatible, someone that is genuine, someone that is caring, that is clean, and not about themselves.
Really?
I'm telling you that. I'm trying to tell you because with the age of social media and all these young women that are out here, they make it easier for the older men to just go and lay a $20 or $100 bill on the table and they get what they want. But if they're looking for some substance, or a woman of substance, then we're looking for that person who we know that has our back. That if I need something, she got me. She needs something, I got her. Or I need somebody that can get a prayer through to God if need be.
Okay, so you're saying that's what the men are looking for, but yet what they're willing to settle for the $20 woman in between until they find her?
Yes, because they still have needs, sexual needs, and so they're trying to fulfill those sexual needs. If they're coming out of a divorce, or if they've been single all their life, they're stuck in their ways, so they're not willing to compromise or improvise, and it's either their way or the highway. And that older woman usually has been seasoned and settled in their ways, so they don't want to compromise. So now it's easier just to go put the $100 bill down and get what they want. And at the end of the night, they go home, I go home, and there it is.
Okay, so that being the case, then how do I, as an older woman, attract that man? What do I need to do?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think it all starts with conversation and letting him know that, hey, this is what I'm about. I'm seasoned. I'm kind of stuck in my ways, but I'm willing to compromise on some things, and I'm willing to work with you if you're willing to work with me. If the older man is usually out there looking for something quick and easy, but when they're looking to settle down or find that one that they know that they can ride it out with, they'll find you. But as long as you're not out there selling yourself short with all the social media stuff or dressing like really provocative, and like you said, be yourself.
Okay, so the older man that's looking for that woman, meaning the seasoned woman like you talked about, if he's just looking for something quick, he's not going to approach me because he sees that I'm seasoned, right? So he's not even going to bother with me if that's all he's looking for.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily?
Because
okay.
if depending on the conversation, there's some women out there looking for the same thing that don't want, especially depending on what that woman's income level is. If they are a six-figure, woman, they're not, and if they can't find that six-figure man, they're just looking for an in the meantime, in between time, something just to get by.
Wow.
And that's just what it is. And I'm sure you listen to my guy, Mr. Samuels, and he's got some interesting aspects on these women out here. I was watching a podcast. I don't know the name of it, but the guy was sitting there talking to these 6 women, and they're in their 30s and talking about they dating a 60-year-old guy. He's making $600,000, but her asset, what she brings to the table, was talking about she got a fat ass, and she deserves to be with a man that makes $600,000, but all she has to offer is a fat ass. And the guy told her, do you know when you turn 40, he's going to replace you with another 33-year-old? But that's what they bring to the table. Just because I got a fat ass, I can have what I want.
Oh, okay.
It's about your looks and your beauty, but it ain't not about your brains or what you bring to the table.
But you guys are making us think that that's all it is. That we all need to be this snatch waist, big butt, cleavage, tight-fitting clothes wearing women. So even at this age of being over 50 and mature, I'm still feeling that that's what you guys are looking for, or how I can get your attention.
When as you know, the media and men are visual, and so if we see something that's pleasing to the eye, we're gonna look, but not necessarily that we have to touch. But if the opportunity presents itself, where some young, big ass woman's gonna come in your face and be like, "Hey, what's up? You want to buy me a drink?" Which usually that's all that they're trying to see what they can get for free anyway. And if the opportunity presents itself, they're gonna take it.
Okay, and see, this is where I have a problem. I'm talking to girls now, my age and older, talking about going under the knife just to be this certain image. And I'm just like, I'm not going to do that for a man. Now, if I want to do it for me, that's one thing. But I'm not doing that to be attractive to you, because
ultimately that's what these women are doing, want to get these, having these surgeries just to produce for a man. Self-image, I say, is a lack of insecurity. They're insecure, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But they're trying to get, women who may not have a full figure. Well, now they figure out how to get a full figure and think that's going to make them. But ultimately, when they get older, it's going to drop anyway.
Right.
But you'd be surprised how many men really appreciate that natural body, who really appreciate them stretch marks or them saggy boobs or whatever, because it's all natural. You ain't got to go home and take all this stuff off, and
right.
Then you be like, "Here I am, honey." You're like, "Oh shit, what is that?"
Exactly. I keep wanting to just be me, but there's so many forces that says, "No, D-Love, you need to be something different. You need to do this. You need to do that." And because I'm not putting it all out there for everybody to see. So what do I do?
Keep being you, because there are some men out there that appreciate the all natural, because they want to be able to run their fingers through your hair. They want to be able to pull your hair when it's time to pull your hair. Don't touch my hair. Don't do that. They want to be able to, touch you and massage you and all these different things, and then you can't be touched because everything is so artificial.
And I agree with you.
Be you. Be you. Be you.
Okay.
Be all natural. Don't go get no BBL and all of those foolishness. Don't nobody care about all that. I mean, it's pleasing to the eye, but outside of that, can I trust you? Because you want to get all this stuff and show all this stuff off. How do I trust that?
Right. Because my mother always told me, anybody can want somebody who's naked. Okay.
Right.
Now, we were also sitting here, we were talking about, we saw somebody walking in who we can tell was a mature person, and they weren't wearing what was appropriate, and they weren't even wearing it right. So how do you guys feel about that? Do you...
older women wearing younger women's clothing is just inappropriate. It's not right, and we don't like it. It's disrespectful to themselves, and it's disrespectful to us to have to look at it.
Well, what if they are wearing it right? Does that matter? Like, they do have the body for it?
I still feel like age appropriate.
Age appropriate. Okay. So we need to stay in our lane. We can be sexy and mature in
age appropriate attire.
Age appropriate attire.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you this, because one of the questions I keep hearing about is our eyelashes that we keep putting on these ladies and gentlemen. He's rolling his eyes up like he's obviously hurt them. So how do men feel about that?
We hate it, because I saw a woman. She was working somewhere, and she had to have about 3 inches of eyelashes just flapping. It's just like a bird flying or something. They keep flapping, they're gonna fly. That's horrible. It's horrible.
Horrible. Okay.
Horrible.
Now, women, we need to
tone down on the makeup.
And tone down on the makeup. Be who we are.
Right. Because when you, what is it called when you
foundation?
The foundation, and then I look at your neck or your chest line, and it's 2 different colors. Something wrong with that. It feel like it's literally a mask that you can take off.
Right.
Or you're gonna dirty my pillow.
Dirty your pillow, exactly.
Or my shirt.
Right.
That ain't. And I'll say a whole lot more.
Okay. So if we wrap this up, if you had some advice for women over 50 trying to find a man for a committed relationship, not necessarily marriage, but just commitment, whatever that looks like to the two of them, what would you say?
I would say continue to be yourself. Keep communicating. Like I said earlier, women can really out-talk men, and if you find one that's not a great communicator, Don't over talk him or out talk him, and don't make him feel less than. Don't. We were talking about words. Words hurt more than the physical does, and so women have the ability to take a man's ego, and when that happens, they're pretty much done. They're done with you, and they'll go move on and do whatever they're gonna do outside of that. Just try be as natural as you can be. Be truthful, be honest, and be loving, and be willing to, like I said, compromise and improvise, and be willing to swing from the ceiling every now and again.
I knew you were gonna get that in.
And when you get ready to go to bed at night, don't go to bed with your muumuu and your cap on. Wear a t-shirt. I mean, I understand y'all got to put the bonnet thing on,
exactly.
Whatever, but find a cute bonnet or something.
Okay.
And take the muumuu off. Wear his t-shirt or something.
Okay, so a t-shirt is fine.
T-shirt and panties, a t-shirt and no panties.
Okay.
Don't put the muumuu on.
Okay.
That ain't cute. We want to be able to roll over and be like, damn, she still got it, even with that bonnet on.
Thank you, because we need the bonnet.
So keep Big Mama's muumuu away. Burn them. Get rid of them. If you by yourself, do what you want. But when you know you got a man coming home, don't put the muumuu up. Lock it in the safe and be done with that.
All right.
And keep your feet pretty.
Keep your feet pretty?
We like pretty feet. You walk around and you got to go to the beauty salon and they got to pull out all the tools for old Myra, remember Martin, and they pulling out the saw so they can do your feet. Something wrong. Or you scratching up my wood floors with your feet. Something wrong.
Or scratching you underneath the sheets.
Right,
I get it.
All of that. Right.
All right, T. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking this time to talk to me. I greatly appreciate it. You don't know how much, and hopefully our audience appreciates it as well. So again, this is D Love. I'm here with T. I'm enjoying myself, and I want to thank him so much for joining me. And thank you guys for joining me for my podcast, and hopefully we'll see you again. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button as well. And again, this is D Love wishing you peace and love.